So today I'm gonna be explaining on the set effect of Guardian Stone. As we all know, we have fire, frost, nature, machinery, light, and dark. And if you happen to collect all 6 of the same stone, you get a special effect. Well, sometimes less than 6, but I'm just gonna be going over with maximum of 6. And how you increase your Guardian Stone is to you start with 1 Guardian Stone. Every character, every hero in here start with 1 Guardian Stone. And except for weapon, if you get a fated glove, you get another. You get fated accessory, you get another. If you get fated helmet, you get another. You get fated chest piece, another, and you get fated shield for another. And then with your default, it makes a total of 6. If you can make your Guardian Stone all fire, all 6 of them fire, you're gonna get 20% of damage reduction. So any damage you take will be reduced to 20%. I mean, up to 80%. So you get total is 80%, 20% reduction. If it's a frost, you increase the chance to block. The higher the block numbers are, so it gives you a 390 bonus. The higher the numbers for block are, the highly likely for you to block. When you block, you deal like enemies damage is like 70% of damage. Enemies damage will be ignored. Around 70. It can be 65, 60, 70, varies. So it basically lets you survive longer because any kind of damage output will be blocked, most likely be blocked. Nature, it will increase the dodge by amount of 20. Very limited usage here. I'll go over who's good on here, but very limited usage. On machine, it says heals every turn. Ignore that. It's a typo / mistake. That was a side effect before the newest patch. With the newest patch, it from heal every turn became immune to status resisting status effect for 2 turns in 1 round. One round meaning all of my character and all of your character perform their action. That's 1 round. So let's say 5v5, 10 characters, 10 heroes performed action is 1 round. So 1 round, you can resist your status effect for 2 turns, for 2 times in 1 round. Also light, it gives you the barrier on your own turn up to 1920 for 5 turns. It's good, but then with the meta of Xeon, FC Xeon and FC Anastasia, it kind of shield meta kind of fell behind. Barrier meta kind of fell behind. So we don't really use light anymore. Darkness, very important. Also another typo here. It says heal based on damage taken. Wrong. It's a life steal. Heals based off of a damage you dealt or you deal. Like bot 3 deals a ton of AoE damage. So bot 3 will get heals by the amount of the 30% of the 30% amount of the damage that bot 3 dealt. Very important. All right. It's also another typo / mistake. Now, who is good to have flame? Flame, because flame reduces the final damage you take. It's always a good solution for tankers, like frontliners, like Garth, Shufraken, anyone that goes front. However, right now the meta is FC Xeon and Rachel. So maybe you are highly likely to be broken. So fire is kind of a good one, but then at the same time, you have to be aware with enemy Xeon and enemy Rachel. Frost is amazing if you're a healer or a frost type. So you know, frost type elements heroes regenerate mana whenever an enemy blocks the damage output or when you block the enemy, when you block the damage output of the enemy. So whenever there's a block, your frost are gonna get 1 mana regenerated. So if your Anastasia or bot 3 have full frost element covering you, whenever there's a block, you are highly likely to block. Whenever there's a block, you regen mana as well. So you almost always have enough mana to use to spam your spells. That's why Frost is amazing throughout everyone. Frost is amazing on FC Xeon especially. yeah, let FC Baraka or FC Reika or regular Rodley or FC Morris can one-shot enemy Xeon. But what if that one-shot damage were to be blocked? Imagine how devastating that can be to enemy side. So I encourage Frost for FC Xeon. FC Xeon, Frost is like the most so OP Guardian Zone you can get. And then Fire, of course, that being, you know, good in general tanky. And Darkness, because FC Xeon always gonna be will always gonna be dealing damage even when it's not FC Xeon's turn because of the Wrath effect. So Xeon will always can get some damage done, meaning Xeon will always can get some those heals procced by lifesteal. So those three are the recommended picks for FC Xeon, the Guardian Zone wise. Let's go to Nature. Nature, you only need to have 2 heroes on Nature, 6 Son of Nature Guardian Zone. Jin and Baraka. Jin and Baraka are the top 2 heroes in this whole Exos heroes pool who has highest dodge stats. So those 2 by manual have supreme dodge already. So on top of that you get extra 20. So those 2 are kind of the only heroes whom you ever want to have your Nature. You maybe will have Rera in there as well, because Rera has also one of the very highest dodge rate, but not the highest, one of the very highest. But that one, we just gotta wait for Rera Fate Core. We'll see how Rera Fate Core does, and we will see if Rera will be amazing with Nature or other Guardian Zone. Let's go with Machine. So Machine, as I said, it's great tool to resist the status effect. And where do you need those status effects? Remember on Dragon Raid, Dragon on phase 3, Dragon on phase 2, sometimes debuffs whole of your team to have lower attack, or debuffs as in silences you. So Dragon can silence you, or make your attack lower, make your attack stat lower. So in that Dragon Raid, it's so crucial for your damage dealers, for your healers to have machineries all covered up. That's why I recommend 3-star Kaya. 3-star Kaya for your to eventually be used on Dragon Raid, being 6-star plus 5 enhancement to have machinery. Also on Asasha, Fate Core on Asasha. So Fate Core on Asasha wise, machinery is prior in my opinion, and closing second is Frost and Fire. So for FC on Asasha, Machine, Frost, Fire are my 3 top choices. So other than Kaya, who's good on Machine? FC Rodley is amazing with machinery. You need a reliable healing, and FC Rodley can provide you that. Also, you need battery as well. But if your battery is not, under stun or anything, your battery will always guarantee to deal a ton of damage. That's why I recommend battery for Frost. Battery for machinery and Frost, and Rodley for Frost. Rodley for machinery only. Also, you need like Chaos Dragon dealer, Day 6, Day 7 dealer. I'm talking about Kirina. I'm talking about Brooke. Talking about Deva and Sharpay. Those 4 is so crucial to have their attacks not debuffed and to use their spells whenever they can, so they cannot be silenced. So it's amazing for those Kirina, Brooke, Deva, Sharpay to have machinery. Any kind of dealer, like Astarte is a single target dealer, which is also gonna be used on Nature Day on Dragon Raid. So Astarte as well, Adams as well. Like any type of single target huge damage dealer that can deal damage to Dragon, you're gonna be using them with preferably with machinery. Let's go with Light. Nobody. Maybe Emma, but nobody. Literally nobody. Just never use it. Dark, you need it on a highest damage dealer, whether it being a single nuke damage dealer or like a nuke damage dealer. I'm talking about battery. I'm talking about your Xeon. I'm talking about Rakel. I'm talking about Baraka. Anyone who deals damage is good. However, I'm letting you guys know that like Rakel is good with the Dark, but also with the Frost, also with the Fire. Like there isn't really one best thing. So let's just be happy if you don't get Nature or Light, because Nature you're only gonna be using on your Baraka engine, and your Light just It's just never gonna be used. So sums up, your Xeon. Frost is prior. Closing second is fire, and closing third is your dark. Dark. F Siana. Prior is machinery. Second is your frost. Third is your fire.